Hi, I'm Cameron, and this is a development proposal for 2 Wiremu Street presented for Jinfu Global. Jinfu Global is an overseas investment company investing in New Zealand real estate. They currently own the site at 2 Wiremu Street and are exploring options to either redevelop it within the next 2 years or to sell it at a loss. Due to current fluctuations in interest rates, they plan to proceed with cash-only investments and have up to $100 million available to spend. I've been tasked with assessing the most viable development path for 2 Wiremu Street on behalf of Jinfu Global. 2 Wiremu Street is located in Mount Eden, just off Dominion Road, a major arterial route into Auckland's CBD and a well-known hub for food and beverage. Mount Eden is considered an affluent suburb with a median income of $122,400. The property was previously used as a daycare centre, and it's surrounded by a mix of uses, including a McDonald's, a primary school, residential housing, and commercial buildings. The area also contains some secondary office space located above the retail and hospitality tenancies. The site is zoned H11 Local Centre Zone. The current zoning, Local Centre Zone, permits a range of uses, including dwellings, supported care, commercial services, food and beverage, and childcare centres. The maximum building height for this zone is 18 metres, although most neighbouring buildings are only 1 or 2 stories, with a few reaching 3. Assuming Jinfu Global wants to pursue only permitted activities, we've identified several development options under this zoning. Let's evaluate the potential development options for this site. Office space. Currently, office vacancies in secondary areas of the CBD exceed 20%, according to a JLL report. Given the site's location, it would likely be considered secondary office space, making this option unattractive. Food and beverage. Although the wider area is known for food and beverage, the site itself is on a quieter side street with limited foot traffic. Additionally, the market is already very saturated. This reduces its potential as a hospitality site. Supported care. While demand was previously high, recent market shifts and oversupply have resulted in high vacancy rates, such as the Somerset Village in Meadowbank, which has reported a 75% vacancy rate. Residential. Although the residential market has faced headwinds, such as high interest rates and declining net migration, conditions may be stabilising. Mount Eden remains attractive due to its quality school zones, including Mount Albert Grammar, and its high income demographic. However, it's still a soft market. Childcare. Demand remains strong, with government subsidies of up to 20 hours per week under the ECE program. The property's proximity to a school, its location just off a key commuter route, and its setting in a high-income neighbourhood make it potentially a strong option. Based on this analysis, we've narrowed our focus to 2 options, either a residential development or childcare. These appear to be the 2 most viable options given our current market conditions. For residential development, we considered 2 approaches. 5 townhouses, which are currently a popular development type, or 3 luxury homes, which align with the high income character of the area. For the childcare option, we noted that the current building is in poor condition and would attract a low value per occupant. And given the surrounding demographic, we instead explored developing a premium childcare centre, similar to operators like Bear Park, which target the high-end market. The first residential option was to develop 5 townhouses. Cost estimates were taken from publicly available sources such as RLB, which may be outdated and could underestimate the actual development costs. Comparables for similar two-bedroom properties in the area are generally older and in mixed condition, selling between $700,000 and $930,000. Assuming a sale price of $900,000 per townhouse, the development would yield a profit of just over $477,000, with a return of 12%. Given the low margin and high risk, this option is not considered viable. The second residential option was to develop 3 luxury homes. Using estimates from RLB and comparables from nearby new builds with a similar specification, the projected development profit was just over $933,000, with a profit margin of 20%. This exceeds the client's target of 17%. A further discounted cash flow analysis showed an IRR of 10.1%, which is just above Jinflu Global's minimum threshold of 10%. This makes luxury housing a potentially strong development choice. The third option was to develop a new childcare centre. I used premium residential construction costs as a proxy, given the expected standard of the facility. To estimate the value, I forecasted an EBITDA and benchmarked it against the EBITDA to sale price ratio of similar childcare centres in Auckland. The results showed a negative profit of nearly $1.1 million, or a negative 24% profit margin. This indicates that childcare redevelopment is not a financially viable use for this site. In summary, the best development option for Jinflu Global appears to be the construction of 3 luxury homes, which meets both their development profit margin and IRR targets. If the company prefers a more risk-averse approach, the other option would be to sell the property at a loss. If neither of these options are suitable, we also thought about an alternative path. One alternative would be to sell 2 Wiremu Street and reinvest in a higher potential location. Given the current soft market and elevated interest rates, buyers with cash like Jinflu Global are in a strong position to secure premium sites at competitive prices. While this would require Jinflu Global to accept and absorb a loss on 2 Wiremu Street, this could also be offset by a larger scale development, especially with a total budget of $100 million. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions or explore further options as needed. Thanks.